It's morning, but it's not here. It's 2:45. It's 2:45 here in the morning. What is all y'all doing up? Minus Miss KT. East. Hi, Fergie. They like Sagittarius tonight. Sag and Scorpio is big right now. So let's see who pops through. But like they really harping on the Sagittarius. That's what they keep saying. It's gonna show up. Sag. Yeah, like Sag is invited to the party or some shit, like finally or something like that. We keep talking about Sag. They said that's gonna be the most interesting read. Okay, no. I'm gonna take their word for it. How y'all doing? It is almost 3 o'clock at night. Hold on, in the morning. Sag is acting bipolar. Just wanted to stop by. I haven't stopped in for a minute. Hi. Thanks for stopping in and checking in. I feel like this shit be falling back every 5 seconds. Why ain't you working? Sorry, y'all. You sit next with you and all the crazies. Add me into the equation. Because I'm crazy for conversing with crazies. Yeah, I am also one of them. Dude, who is the Sag? Just crazy. They keep talking about Nicki Minaj. They talk about Juice WRLD. There's a Sagittarius. I love me some Sag. Y'all always have some intelligent conversations. Some historical conversations. Good debaters. Y'all just throw shit right into people's face. I'm a Sag right now. I don't know enough about Sag. That's how she said it's called. Not for Sagittarius, it's not. Sagittarius is not calm for Sag. Sag just double the everything in Sagittarius season. Double the everything. Double paycheck, double work time, double experience. Twins. Twins, but not Gemini. Without Gemini, what is Sag? Without Sag, what is Scorpio? No, I think Sagittarius is perfect. Like, to me, the physical beauty of Sagittarius is like, it will, it's, you just stun. You just stun. And the intelligence, like the brain on them, the emotional intelligence especially, you just stun. They stun it. Well, I know the females. As far as men who Sagittarius, they always keep up with good conversation. I'm sure there's some handsome ladies out there type shit. But the ones that I've seen have been more like conversationalists, where they can keep up with the conversation intelligently, and that's just rare. It's just rare. Very rare. I gotta go. Catch you soon. See you. I think what's also rare too is like the relationship between Sagittarius and Aquarius. You know, we talk about pairings in that, and we talk about like who's the best soulmate in that. You just Sagittarius sun and rising. Okay, there, that fits though. Okay, that fits though, because they keep talking about Sagittarius and how prevalent Sagittarius energy is going to be tonight, and how interesting it's going to be to kind of just feel out the vibe. Was I right about Sagittarius season though? Because you already know it's like, how do I explain? So during Sag season, especially birthday season, not only do they want to make it about themselves, but they also want to invite the other parties and make it about them too. So it's like, Sag doesn't like to celebrate alone. They hate being alone. They absolutely detest it. They would rather buy, you know, a birthday cake for everyone involved, right? Than even themselves. That's on facts. They just want people to enjoy the energy, enjoy the vibe. They would rather buy, you know, literally a cake that says happy birthday everyone than just happy birthday Sag. It's like, okay, yeah, the argument is like, you know, well, I'm not trying to be self-centered, I'm not trying to be critical, I don't want this whole thing to just be about me. I want it to be warm, fuzzy, spectacular. I know it can, and Sagittarius has a problem with perfection. But at times, when you're capable of releasing that problem with perfection, and that's why I feel like you're affected by Aquarius somewhere in your chart too. The perfectionism in you it's rebellious. It's like you want it your way, right? And it's not your way or the highway, but you want it to include and collaborate with everyone's ideas. You prefer that you weren't the only one to put forward the effort in certain projects, in certain situations, especially in work. You want it to be collaborative. And that's how I view Sagittarius. You always include others on your journey. Like, not even realizing that that's kind of a selfless act. Is to be like, I'm going to give to these people, and I'm going to make sure they get the most out of me. And it's not even because you want to be well liked. It's just brain food, right? Sagittarius takes brain food emotionally a lot of the time. They take brain food from seeing people smile, laugh, cry, everything, like the ups and the downs. That's why a lot of people think Sagittarius is a shoulder to cry on. And Aquarius being the opposite, a fucking dagger in the back, right? Like I said, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm speaking from experience. You know, that's why everyone's so weary of Aquarius, because the emotions are not there. It's detached. So if you got an Aquarius around you, just notice how different y'all are, but how similar y'all are. It's like you're both very intelligent creatures, but you are warm. You're very warm. And Aquarius is not level-headed. I don't know why people say Aquarius is like level-headed and shy and this and that. Like, these are all things that are lies. It's just Aquarius wants to converse and commune with specific types of people. And that might be one motherfucking person on this planet. They just have a very keen presence. Uh, I don't know why I say that. A keen eye, keen presence. I guess they do have a particular presence that they want to portray to other people. But you know, the similarities between them. I feel like they're a good parent, though. I feel like they're capable of being a very good parent. I feel like that's like the Addams family. Like, I feel like that's what Sagittarius represents. It's the Addams family. Like, Aquarius being like Gomez, and Sagittarius being, what's her name? That lady. Whoever that lady is. Morticia Addams. Very sexy couple. People keep feeling that there's something bad about to happen. Now, whether this is like a personal thing or a personal anxiety or whatever, that's kind of up to how you're going to tackle the next steps of your situation. They talk about dealing with heart health issues. They talk about dealing with sleep issues, sleep apnea, breathing issues, problems in the throat area. Finding it very, very difficult to stomach being around certain energies, certain people. So meaning like you kind of lose your lunch every time you're around a specific person, or you get nauseous. That's not normal. We got to keep these things in check. We keep talking about something bad, it might happen. You know, if you don't trust someone around your child, just do not trust them at all. Like, if you feel at all uneasy about the situation, don't trust them at all. Just do not do that to yourself. Do not do that to them. Don't do it. And like, well, am I tripping? Because I think this person is actually really like weird. It's like everyone be trying to say that this person's nice, they're sweet, they're kind, they're appropriate, they have all the right mannerisms, but you think they're creepy and weird. And I'm just letting you know that that's the truth. They're creepy and weird. So don't be bringing nobody around them that you actually care about who wouldn't notice those types of things. Because the bitch is creepy and weird. Okay, male or female, no matter who it is, they weird as fuck. Hi, Lady T. They're bringing up the topic of, so weird, dude. They're bringing up the topic of a woman, regardless of feeling uncomfortable with someone being around her child. They bringing up the fact that she still brings a certain person around their child, male or female. It's like, even though you're uncomfortable with leaving your child alone with this person, why are they in your life like that? Like that shit is weird as well. Because they keep bringing that up just as a reoccurring message. Like, if you want to even allow this person to watch your child alone, why the fuck are they even around you in the first place? How do you trust them with yourself? You're like, well, you know, they won't do anything if I'm there. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you know who you are when I'm talking to you. That's nuts. Thinking like that is nuts. That's very selfish. They're like, well, you want to get the pipe, but at the same time, like I said, you have a whole responsibility, a whole child. And you don't trust, like I said, you know, this person would be able to take care of it. Then why are they in your life like that? That's crazy. Why are they even there? Stop stalling. Stop stalling. Something's embarrassing. Someone's reaction to drugs is embarrassing. Someone might be embarrassing someone in public. Could be something that, like, you know, someone pops like a pill or something, like, you know, a couple pills or something like that, and they really, really strung out, they really high, and it's like you expect to meet with them or take them out or something like that, and they completely just, you know, they strip butt ass naked or do something weird in public, and it makes it. I wouldn't trust this person, not at all. It's crazy. It's crazy what y'all do for a candy bar type shit. nuts. My name is Melissa. I recently subscribed to your channel. I'm new here. I just want to know if me and Juan will ever talk again since we have no current communication. Let's see. I'm curious. Thank you for introducing yourself. That's the first, like, I would say, perfect post that we've had as far as the introduction goes. So I appreciate you. See, that's how you do it, y'all. Those of you coming in, that's how you do it. Ooh, cute face. Cutie pie, cute face, a sweet face. Someone's got like a really sweet face on them. Someone's really cute. But someone's also very like manipulative when they're with their looks. Somebody else has a like eating disorder. They have a lot of problems with accepting themselves. A lot of problems with like accepting their physical form or their physical features. And it feels like somebody came into their life in order to like give them the confidence, give them hype, and then they kind of just left. Like they hyped you up and they just coasted away. And it feels like this was like, to you viewed it as something you did wrong. Like, oh, okay, I thought I was sexy. You know, I thought I was this, I thought I was that. It's like, no, I think you base your worth, Melissa, off of the physical form. You definitely base your worth off of your physical form. And I think you hurt yourself by trying to, like, you made yourself look stupid for this person, basically, right? And it's not even about you being stupid, because you're not. And that's the key in this situation, is that you acted out of character. You acted out of character. Like, you made yourself feel stupid over this person. And that's the key, right? We have the Tower in the upright and Nine of Wands. He's dipping and dodging you. He does not want to communicate. He's completely avoiding you. He wants nothing to do with you. He, like I said, you've done a lot of changes in your life where you kind of altered yourself and made yourself very, very focused on getting your body up and moving again. I just feel like problems with the body and eating disorder and issues with, like, I think it's malnutrition or something. Like, it's like your body just was rejecting you. That's what I genuinely feel like. You know, this could be like a lot of nerves, like you're very nervous. It made you very, very scared, I think, because at the end of the day you didn't know what was wrong with you and you thought it was like a mental illness, but in reality it was like a nutritional imbalance, or you wasn't eating enough, or you had to quit food, or you had to stop doing something. And I think this person got overwhelmed by the fact that, for one, like I said, even though you're beautiful, you're attractive, you also have issues. And it's like, so does he though, you know? So it's like, it's not really nothing that you did. It's specifically something that he has kind of portrayed you at. Okay? He's kind of looked at you like you are, like you're broken, even though he's broken. It's weird because it's like two broken pieces. Somebody might say, well, two broken pieces, they fit together. You know, they fit together like two peas in a pod. It's like both of y'all come from backgrounds of this and this and that. Both of y'all have similar issues, maybe but opposite. Maybe he was really skinny or something like that, or just had an issue with his body. But like, that's the problem though. You know, you're trying to heal from your disorder. Oh, so you like bulimic, right? Yeah, you're bulimic. I used to be bulimic as well, so but you try to like apply yourself to a situation and also apply it to him as well, like, and how he felt about himself. I just feel like you try to compare and contrast too much. And this is not necessarily always a bad thing when you're dealing with someone who's trying to heal, but you have to understand that you are trying to heal, right? And so dealing with someone who is unhealed or unbothered, like they just don't want to even bother with the fact that, you know, they have a problem, that's just not good for you, babe. And I think it's more or less a blessing in disguise that he had rejected you or walked away from the situation. It's because you have work to do on yourself, and he's got to go out and do whatever mission that he's on. He needs to take that somewhere else, because that's a whole mission. You know, I don't mean whole mission. I mean whole mission. Let him be a whole. You know, let him exercise that part of himself. Let him exercise that part of himself. Because, like I said, he's hiding from you and shit. He's like, you know, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to face my demons. I don't want to face my problems. And so if that's it. That's it. That's it. Yes, I am still open for donations, mystery. That's it. Leave it where it's at. He ain't gonna communicate with you. He's dipping and dodging you. He don't respect you. He doesn't respect your feelings or your emotions. He did make you feel rejected. He make you feel hurt. But keep focused on healing that disorder. It's you always, of course, you're always gonna have that, right? You're always gonna have that problem. Even to this day, I still have that problem. Oh my God, Nightbot! I thought I booted y'all ass out. Me being Nightbot. I don't know why this bitch always gotta do the most. But you're always gonna have that problem, right? You're always gonna regress when you go back into a stage of trauma. So try to avoid actually people similar to you. And that might sound uncomfortable initially because you're like, what would me as a different person have in common? And exactly, that's what I mean. That you would have nothing in common. You would be able to learn from a person just as they would be able to learn from you and your situation. That's just how your type of relationship and your type of dynamic would fit with somebody else versus two similar people, two halves of the same whole. Go with somebody who's incredibly different from you. And don't be afraid to step outside that comfort zone. I think you would really like it. I think you would really enjoy it. What's your sign, MG? Or Melissa? What's your sign? So identity, PayPal, whenever you get a chance, of course. Can't even see. You said I'm gonna stay up and stay on. Okay. All right. I got you. I'm a What is with y'all? What y'all doing? I'll be stalking and sticking and I love Virgos. I love Virgo. Virgo energy is immaculate. Y'all keep me up. Y'all keep me ready and running. He's a Sagittarius. Not. I was actually just talking about Sagittarius before you came in, or maybe before you responded. I was just talking about how sexy and intelligent Sagittarius is, and beautiful, of course. But deal with somebody who is not like you, baby. That's my suggestion. You're very sensitive. Dealing with somebody who, I'm not saying get with the insensitive person. Get with someone who's emotionally aware and can almost like control themselves. You know what I mean? They aren't gonna just get flustered and run away from you. They will actually sit down and communicate with you calmly. That is what you need. Okay, not like a fight for who has this and who has that. And what's going on in this person's head and that person's head and that person's body. All right. Emotionally available, because you are emotionally sensitive, but are you available? And what would open you up to availability if you're not available would be an emotionally available person. It's a lot of us, right? But I feel like this is new. I know Virgos can be sensitive. Girl, I got this person I'll be talking to, this girl I'll be talking to. Jesus. Lord, smite me. There's times where I'm just like, motherfucker, I don't even know what the fuck you just said. You talking so flustered and shit. I don't even know what the fuck you just said. I'm gonna be real, but I be listening. I be listening close. Now I be having that heart-to-heart moment where I be at least listening enough where I can give you some good information. So I know Virgos, y'all keep popping up on my shit for a reason, okay? For a reason. And I have immediate patience every time I'm dealing with a Virgo now, which I thank you for, because usually I wouldn't fuck around with the attitude. You know, another little like earth sign mix, little earth sign mix. Virgo, dude. Insane. I swear it's been Virgos off for the past few days. And I cannot complain. We have such good conversations going. You have a gift, I swear. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for popping. Okay, so Katie with a C, are you still here? Or did you dip out? And then I'm gonna check you out, Mr. Reader. Ooh, yeah, they said peaceful communication. Someone who brings you peace. You can spend so much time with them and never get sick of them. That's the key for Virgo. Once you start feeling yourself attaching to somebody, you're just like, I could spend every breathing, living, blinking moment with you type shit. Fucking moment. She's not awake. I think she took her medication. And she's probably knocked out, but she should be here probably at like 5 or something like that. All right, Katie with a C. Bear with me because there is a delay sometimes between the chat and the video, so bear with me if it sounds like I be calling you out and yelling at you with C. Katie with a C. Leave me alone, so to read me. This is pissing me off. I'm trying to want you be my peace. Oh, what is my purpose professionally? I can't say. So, let me run through, because that's a very difficult question. But I'll give it the attention that I think is needed. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna stay up till she come on. I think around 5 or 6. But basically, when I do these types of readings where somebody asks me like, what do I do in life? What is my career options? There is so much that people don't find themselves capable of, but like it's in their energy wholeheartedly. And that's what I mean. It's like it takes a hell of a lot of like a push, but you have to be like willing for that push. So when you ask that question, also know that there's a lot of energy and power behind that, and a lot of manifestation comes with actually believing that you can do something. So with this kind of lack of attendance with you, where you like tap out every time it comes to thinking of what you need to do with yourself in your future, that is something that needs to be addressed. Because if you're sitting here and you telling me that you ain't good at nothing, like you're like, well, I wouldn't be a good entrepreneur, I feel like I'm always going to be under a boss's foot, or a bug, like I'm like a bug type shit. It's like people are always going to or a mule, like people are always going to put something on my back and have me carry and shit. That's just not true. Okay, that's just not true. Like, that is not your worth. You are not just a fucking pack mule or a slave. So don't be playing like it, okay? It's like, the confidence and shit, that plays a really big part in what you do, or what you're going to do with yourself. And I think you've come a long way, but you're still trying to build better for yourself, or like better stability up here. So it's mostly a mind thing or a mind game for you. So, you're trying to build that better stability. You're trying. You're definitely worth every single cent and penny when it comes to your particular skill set. So let me look. Or just some guidance. He says stagnant. Okay, so let me look into the work area and how that's creating kind of a stagnant vibe, and we'll see if there's also anything else that kind of sticks out. Capricorn, the devil, the lovers in reverse, the Gemini, star. Oh, so we have all major arcana here, so this is big life change. This is incredible. The incredible journey ends, so another can begin. Okay, it's something in that nature. Okay, So while you feel stuck and you feel like you also got to keep in mind that like the reason why you kind of dip out, like you having out of body experiences and shit, like the reason why you're kind of distancing yourself is because you're losing a lot of you're losing an emotional problem. Okay, it's like there was a problem with you where I think you would let people get in your head, you let people talk in your skull and talk in your ear, and you carry that with you, PTSD wise, into several different areas: work, love, and you know, not everything above. I'm not gonna say everything because the bedroom they be taking. As you know, I know we be getting gross sometimes, but spirit watches everything. What can we do, right? They be talking about it don't affect your body, it don't affect you in the bedroom, it don't affect that performance. So they be talking about like, oh, you know, someone was all up in your ear, but they couldn't even touch you there type shit. And I feel like that's why you focus so much on sexuality or being sensual, okay? Because they don't want to group you in with anybody that kind of abuses themselves that way, okay? And there's a difference between like work and abuse as well here, where they keep talking about that work and abuse. It's very interesting because the way you see yourself is so different. And most people would say, yeah, obviously I see myself different from how other people perceive. But you also see yourself like your worth. Right? I feel like you make a worth in your head of what you're worth, and you're able to put that on the table in front of people. And they get intimidated or scared when you're like entirely sure, like, this is the amount of money I'm worth. So what you mean? You know, I think you like to like shock people. And I really like that type of energy because that shock has been kind of what's keeping you afloat so far. You know, it's being shock. You know, they talk about the circus a lot with you too, where it's like you like what is it called, the Ringling Brothers or Ring Blood Brothers or Blood Brothers or whatever the fuck it is. They talk about how you have people around your finger like that hula hoop they have in the circus shows. You just have people like this. That's scary, right? But that's not I want you to know that that's not a common thing to have. You know, even in your type of work, that's not a common thing to have. To be able to do just this and have everybody coming through, you're like, well, you know, I just know how to use it. I know how to use myself. You know, I know how to use my skill set. You know, I just do. You know, that's what it is. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. But that's hard to like. You gotta understand where that confidence comes from, because that's crazy. That's crazy that you think that way about yourself. And I'm sure people have told you that too. It's like, damn girl, like Jesus, calm down, Katie. Jesus Christ, like what is up with you, girl? What is damn? Like how she be talking like this and doing this and all doing that? It's like, but not in a bad way. I'm ethical. Well, you know, I'm gonna say that you as ethical as you have to be. Okay, you are not morally corrupt as a person. That's what I will say. You know, but you will do what you need to do to survive, and that is what's your sign, if you don't mind me asking? Are you Capricorn, or do you have high Capricorn in your chart? Because this way of thinking just reminds me so much of that, like TikTok, like Capricorn. Just give me that for some reason. I don't know. It's just I keep seeing like ticking and time and that. But it reminds me of that so much. There are other signs that kind of play that card as well, but you have such a strong demeanor. Okay, Scorpio works too. See, that works too. No wonder you remind me so much of the Capricorn. Scorpios do mimic that ability as well, and they're capable of playing with people's emotions, their minds, their bodies, their souls. Like I said, we ain't trying to make it negative or nothing like that. I don't view that's the thing. Like when I say certain things, it does not come from a negative place. If I truly was going to be negative, I would call you straight the fuck out. I'm just that type of person. So as we're kind of gathering here, talking about the future, you have a very interesting, I think, perspective on religion and spirituality. That's what they talk about with you. They talk about religion and spirituality not because they want you to do like, oh, you know, go and do tarot, go and do this. They want you to be able to talk to people in some type of way, though. That's what they think your higher purpose is community. So creating a community of women who can talk about these experiences freely and not be judged. I just got chills. I just got fucking chills. But they want you to create a community of these types of women, like interview style thing. I think it's interviews because you have the most perspective based. I think you just unbiased, and I think people love that about you. It's like, you know, people have to do what they have to do to survive. You acknowledge that part of humanity where it's like not everything is demonic and crazy and scary. You know, not everything is it's just is what it is, you know. We shouldn't be struggling to understand people as bad as we are right now. We really shouldn't, especially women, right? Especially women and what they have to do. So I'm gonna say, Katie, that your particular purpose, your particular skill set is just literally meant for talking to and interviewing peoples. It reminds me of that channel, like Soft White Underbelly. It really does, because like the energy that he always has in those interviews is immaculate. But it's also like, you, from a woman's perspective, I could see this being very, very different. You know what I mean? I from a woman's perspective specifically, I could see it being very, very different. But they do think that you should speak in some type of capacity. So whether it's podcasting, whether it's, you know, they don't do no radio no more, or, you know, maybe you are artist in some type of way, musically, you know. But they really do harp on this idea of you need to talk to other women like you and come to an understanding. You know what I mean? Come to an understanding that, you know, we need to end the cycle of, you know, of male treatment. We need to end the cycle of thinking a certain way about yourself. You know, we need to keep getting a bag, but also respect ourselves. You know, limit your, don't start trying to make your life centered and surrounded by money, and make it about personal freedom. Like, what will you do to find your personal freedom? What will you do to expand your life, your family's life, your children's life? What will you do to achieve freedom? That's what they talk about. Okay, so it's really interesting. It's very specific. I got chills. Like, I got so many chills. Like, my fucking hair just stood up. So, it's very specific, though. I didn't think they were going to get that specific, honestly, when I went in. And that's why I gave you, like, a little warning, just in case they were more, like, I guess, vague with it. But your confidence in your skill, in your current skill set, it's not, you have to realize what's rare about you is the way you think about it. It's not what you are doing that defines you. It's the way that you think about it. The way you apply your morals, the way you apply your emotions and your skills and your skill set. That's what's different about you. And that's why they make it almost like a calling card for you to start communing with these women, to gather these women in areas, and to start interviewing them or talking to them like nobody else would. From a woman's perspective, it is completely different. And I feel like you could get certain things out of people that they wouldn't necessarily talk to about with a man, right? No, regardless of how emotionally available or you know, soft he was, they just wouldn't talk to a man about these certain things. Okay, that's what I feel like you should be on right now. So interesting, yeah. They really talk about your energy being very, very immaculate. You very professional. They like that as well. Yeah, humanizing a certain type of woman. when you say when you start your podcast or your interviews, I'll hook you up. I'll post your shit. I'm interested. They talk about put my money where my mouth is. They talk about investing. They talk about taking action finally on something that you've been debating about, or denying yourself the privilege to be yourself on camera, like acting a certain way on camera, not portraying yourself. They talk about just getting loose with it, just literally being yourself, not like, instead of censoring, just talk how you normally would talk. People would love that. Talk exactly how you normally would. Of course. Yeah, I can't do. It really felt like something touched me on my goddamn shoulder. It scared the shit out of me. It happened twice, where my whole arm just like went up, like I had someone touch my arm. Like, someone's on your side though, Katie. He's been in the spiritual realm for sure. For goddamn sure. Let me see. Let me check something real quick. Something I want to see. Who is it? Is your angel? I think they talk about male, but there's someone who like represents an angel in your life, who's very, very, very strong in like every single type of. I think they taught you how to be strong too. It might be a Libra. They talk about Libra, or they talk about like this idea of like justice, and that like you fully believe in karmic justice and how that entails. It's a male though. They specifically talk about a male here, and they talk about bringing karma to those who need it to change, and they need it to. I just feel like there's a certain type of way about this person where, you know, in life itself, I don't know if it's like preacher energy, or it's like the type of old man or man who would stop you on like the sidewalk and like give you some type of wisdom, you know, give you some type of wisdom. He had a walk about him too. I don't know if they had like a weird ass, he had like a weird ass waltz or something. Talk about that too. Talk about the way he walked. Sorry for laughing. Sorry, they talk about the way he walked. It's goofy as shit. Or there's something he played. I don't know what he was doing, playing or something like that. But goddamn, Grandpappy. My grandpa Joe, he's with you there. Like I said, I don't know. I had to see what nigga was fucking touching my arm, cause that shit. You know, when spirits be touching on you, it's a completely different experience, because you feel the energy surge right through you in that whatever that area is. And like when I say like I felt that all through my nerves, it wasn't paid for or anything. It's like, you know those hand buzzers, or like you shake somebody, like they have like a goofy ass hand buzzer, like ha ha, it's so crazy, whatever, and they fucking like shake your hand and it just goes zapping up your arm and like messes with your nerves. That's the feeling that I got. That's how he was too. Okay, it fits, man. Grandpa Joe. Joe, thank you. Joe, thank you. It gave me like almost like a boost because I was like, I was sitting here, I was like, who is this person, though, bro? Who is this person? Such a like a, I can feel that energy. There's definitely definition there. Most people thought he wasn't nice. Oh, most people thought he was like a kind of a sarcastic prick, but he was really, really sweet, really kind. Mm. That's who you take off after, though, and that's who's protecting you in the afterlife as well. See, where did my? I was gonna burn a little bay leaf for you. Represent. Okay, if you don't know what a bay leaf is, represents, for me, financial bliss. Okay, financial bliss, and it's purification energy. So it just clears out the Malibu. See, she said she was gonna get on, and she got on way earlier than I thought. I said you was gonna get on at 5. Fuck did I say? It's in my pocket. Tears of joy, thank you. Of course. Of course. I appreciate you though for popping through with that good ass energy. That like I said, immaculate. I knew some. See, this is the thing, y'all. I said I was gonna get on tonight, right? And I knew I had to for some motherfucking reason. I knew I had to. I was like, I don't know why, because usually I would only get on once and then skip a couple of days in order to kind of regroup, revive. But I was like, let me get on again, because I feel like there's something that's going to happen. I feel like someone's going to poke through. I'm still looking for that guy. Crazy. I love dead people, dude. I love dead people. I might be able to use this one. A little something on that. Financial, please. Those of you that are saying, may I have a card pull as well? I do have a paid reading to do real quick. And if you're patient, right? Because patience means a lot here on my channel. And the more you are patient, the longer the read, the more rich the read is. I'm gonna be real. I don't do like the shaky energy where people come in and they're wishy-washy, have 50 different tarot videos open. You know what I mean? I don't do that. Usually we'll be scrolling socials to be. Thank you. You're the best. I appreciate you. Malibu on my podcast mode, but I will block a bit so you are warned. Malibu. Thank you for protecting the chat. Yeah, please be respectful. Thank you. I'm gonna get up and find my lighter just real quick, y'all. Just so I can bring the little baby. Alright, I found it. I found it. Okay, Miss Sharita. What are you looking for, Miss Sharita? I just realized it's 3. She said, I wonder why I'm feeling tired. I wonder why I'm fucking sleepy right now. Miss Sharita, what is your question? Oh, Katie. KT, you're here still too, right? You typing? Okay. After this, KT, I'll get you. No, Katie with a C, not you. Looking for KT. KT, Miss KT. Miss KT, yeah. Miss KT. Alright. Yeah, I was just making sure you're still here. And I'll give you that general. Both my eyes been twitching. When people say that, I don't necessarily know what that always means. You know, in my... Maybe, I mean... I guess the meaning behind it only really matters if it matters to you. Okay, so I'm going to say that matters to you. I think that's a valid read. So let me see. Someone traveling from somewhere? That's the first thing I think about. Someone traveling from somewhere. Or from out of state or something like that. Let's see. Let's try this step. Every culture. If it means something to you, then I would say it's probably valid. So we don't look into it. I'm not necessarily one of those believers. But thank you for everything I sing you. Prayers of abundance and love. Thank you. Master Bed, you have a wonderful night, of course. We will. This card stock is so thick. I'm trying to get these cards. Yeah, let's try this thing. 10% in the upright, judgment in the reverse. What are they trying to tell you? Bad news. Someone's popping up. Bad news. Someone's popping up. So what are they talking about here? 10 of cups in the upright, 8 of pentacles in the upright. Someone's popping up. Who's this? This might be baby daddy. Someone might hit you up or pop up. I feel like you might get a phone call first though, because this person knows better than just to show up, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably the baby daddy situation. You might show up or call you. Judgment in the upright, 10 of Wands in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, the Hero upon the reverse. So they talk about someone might call you or get in contact with you. Okay, what do they have to say? Temperance in the upright. So I don't have the money, or I don't have the funds, or something like that. The Lovers in the upright, the Moon in the upright. Or I don't have the funds, or I have another baby on the way, or some shit like that. I don't have the funds, or you're taking me away from this and that. Like, you should have been knowing. Maybe it's like he leaves like a message or something, or maybe relays a message through another person too. If he still has contact with other people, family, it's possible that he leaves a message with them. But that's what I'm seeing. And I don't really think this message necessarily means much of anything. To you, at least. To you. To him, it might mean hell of a lot. He might be sitting there, saying some shit. But at the end of the day, to you, it doesn't really mean anything. And that's what they keep talking about. It's like, dude, keep your cool. Don't get frustrated. Don't get salty over this interaction. Don't get mad. Like, okay, yeah, they said, oh, we trying to find him. We trying to do this. We trying to do that. Let's see. What else they talk about here? Stay down. He wants to work it out with you as far as like you not taking legal action. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Hannah. I think he wants to work it out with you. He's gonna keep trying to hide from shit too, or not responding. He's gonna drag it out. It's petty as fuck too. The way he does it is petty as fuck, because I feel like he gets every single phone call, every single email, or every single contact, and he's going to try to drag this out for as long as possible. And knowing what type of person you are, you're like, I want action, I want results like right now, but I don't think it'll be just right there. I don't think it's going to be that easy, because I think he's going to try to make it difficult. They said justice in the reverse. Yeah, he's going to try to make it difficult for them. So that's what's up. I mean, let's see what else is coming through too. Let's see. Even better. Okay. Let's see what else they come up with. What else is all these songs for? Anxiety, because you don't have... Okay, so anxiety because you don't have any choice but to wait on moving until possibly next year. Anxiety because like waiting feels like it's just a whole entire... It's a game. It's so annoying. I just keep seeing like, everything. You're waiting on this man's, basically. You're waiting on your baby dad to give you the answers, to give you the finances, the money, the moolah, in order to take care of his daughter. But also at the same time, what I'm seeing is everything is being held back. And that's very, very, very anxiety inducing for you. Like, you're going to need to stay in this location until you get word back. It does seem like it's going to drag out until early next year, possibly. possibly until early next year, just because of location changes. He might try to like move and shit like that too. He might try to run. They said hard work pays off though. So even if you do have to wait a second, more will come from it than what you think. More will come from it. Yeah. You'll get your payback, is what they said. I see whatever you're going through is mainly about the situation. So like as far as like the spiritual, the intuitive bumps in that, it's literally about the situation moving forward. It's because you're finally moving forward while you had to wait all this time. Wheel Fortune, reverse for him. That's draining. That situation is so draining. I don't know how you deal with it. I don't know how you do it. In my opinion, right? The more that you get off your shoulders in this situation, the better. The more you just get this situation off your mind, the better. So whatever you have to do in order to de-stress, they talk about undress, de-stress, get in the tub and do, whatever you got to do in order to get this situation off your back, because that is so draining, dude. Like even just tossing through the cards, I'm like, dude, oh my god, like that takes me back type shit. Like it takes me down. I'm like, shit. Almost made me slap my desk over. It does look like he's gonna keep trying to reach out, and it's up to you on whether you want to answer that call or not. It's also possible he might relay through the lawyer and try to work some things out, some terms. But that shit is annoying, man. He is an annoying ass nuisance, dude. It's like a fucking fly you can't catch. Other than your lawyer, I don't think really anyone else can find him. That's the thing. Like they can make phone calls to him, but like as far as someone trying to find him, I don't think he's crashing over at a female's house. He's got a couple of different females, but he's crashing at some female's house. Okay, I'm doing good. How are you? Bad people looking for him? What you mean by bad people? I don't see nobody really looking for him, to be honest with you. At least not in that locate. They don't know where he's at. Because he do too much. He's scary as fuck. He's uber paranoid because he's a drug addict. Hey, Kimberly, you 2 times in a row. Last read, you said he's going to get caught up. It doesn't mean that's going to be immediate, and a lot of times it isn't. A lot of times it isn't straightforward like that. Like I said, just get it off, all off your shoulders. Even if you have to yell at this nigga through the phone type shit, get it all off your shoulders. Because that's very, very draining for no motherfucking reason, really. Like, so at the end of the day, I think this would be easier if he would just comply. But he's a fucking idiot. He's kind of an egghead. He's going to sign over his rights. I don't think immediately, no. He might not even answer for a minute. For a while. I don't think he will do it immediately. I don't think it'll be easy. He's going to try to make it hard. That's all I can say. That shit is draining, so I'm not going to read it no more, pick up no more cards on that. But it's literally just because his energy is so nasty. But Mr. Rita, I am not your lawyer. That's between you and the lawyer and God. I am not your motherfucking lawyer. If he responds into the show, okay. If that's how it is, that's how it is. Yeah, he's just draining. I need to go on to something new because that shit is Thank you for the PayPal. Oh, there's my extra. I thought I knocked this on the ground earlier. Oh, that was another one. Yeah, it's just overbearing. Sidebar. Alright, we burn that shit. Whew. Get out of here. I don't know why that shit just hit me like that. I might go get another drink real quick. Something else to drink. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I started up some incense. I started up some incense. They getting freaky with this music, dude. You said my bad. It's not your fucking fault. That's all him. All right, Miss KT, and then I saw someone else had sent me a little song. Miss KT, where you at? Where you at? Who? Oh, oh. Lily G, were you the person who sent me the other 20? I appreciate it. I appreciate those of you who are donating. I appreciate those of you who are listening. I appreciate those of you who I've read for. She's walking. That's good. You know she got that little. I lean when I walk, and I lean when I walk. Okay, with Miss KT, it is a whole general. So we're going to. Where do you want to start, Miss KT? Where would you like to start? I'm gonna let you decide the mood. And so much has happened. She's super sassy. Of course she is. I bounce once you walk. She's gonna start talking. Where would you like to start? What part of your life, Miss KT? Money, love, family, relations in general. Where are we starting? And I'm gonna pick one of them things. All right, Lily. Lily, you're after Miss KT. We're gonna use the Hoodoo Tarot deck for Miss KT. That's what I'm feeling for you. I feel the emotional imbalance and the struggle, and it's not. If I'm being honest with you, you keep a very cool head. Yeah. I keep arguing the day, but it's probably a good place to start. Okay. Let's start there. Okay. Let's start with that problem. And I feel like we going through the 99 problems type shit, where it's like, okay, problem 1, problem 2, problem 3. It's like I think it's been constant. Okay, I think it's like a. What even? This is the type of shit that I feel like there's nothing that you did in order to warrant this kind of response out of these people. They just hate you. They just straight hate you. Like, that's what I feel. They just straight hate you. It's like it's drugs mainly, but it's like kids. You know how like siblings, they'll fight back and forth and like be hitting each other and be violent to each other and shit. Like, that's what I feel like it's like. But these are grown ass human beings. These are literally grown. Like, that's the thing. Like, you gotta keep your head out the snuff. You know what I mean? It's like somebody be doing some drugs, dude, and it's like it's very obvious somebody's on something, and it's not weed. It's not nothing good. You know, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's on something. Or it might be a case of somebody needs their medication, like. Somebody is on some goddamn drugs, dude. It's insane. I keep getting this like itchy, scratchy feeling in my nose. That's why I feel like someone's doing like snuff. Like somebody's doing something with their nose. And it makes them very, very angry when they don't have their way. It's like impossibly angry. It's like, are you a whole child, dude? It's like when a kid don't get a fucking lollipop from the candy store. It's like, you really are balling like that? That's crazy. That's crazy. You're like, I didn't shoot you first. Like, I didn't fuck with you first. You started fucking with me first. So why are you so offended? Coke and diazepam, of course. Yeah, I just felt that. I felt that feeling. And I feel that feeling. I already know. Shit's going down like the motherfucking Titanic. Oh, God, I just got a boat in my head. Like I said, somebody's going down like the Titanic. Someone might be drowning in their own puke or vomit, or drowning in their own spit, or someone's got like a scraggly voice, or like a, something going on with like the phlegm. It's really gross. It's gross as fuck. Maybe someone's drowning in their own blood or something like that. Something weird, dude. Something weird. Okay, so they have 9 of baskets and 8 of baskets. You have tried to ignore this. Why does it come to you? Just childishness. It's like, how she think you're doing everything to fuck with her life? She's really that paranoid where she truly believes that you have, like, in some type of way infiltrated her life. This is what drugs does to your mind, y'all. It literally corrodes your brain. She thinks in every single type of way. This feel like early dementia. Every single type of way you've tried to fuck with her life. Like, try to fuck with her man, try to fuck with this person, that person. You try to do this, you try to do that. Try to fuck with her money, try to do this, try to do that. It's like she accuses you of doing all these different things. Or she looks at you some type of way because she genuinely is jealous. Like, I think that's the main problem. Also, while being on the influence of drugs, she's also jealous of you and envious of you. It's like she's out here to try to teach you some lesson or some shit. Like, that's what she believes. Like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson then, bitch. Don't fuck with me because I'll make your life a living hell. But it's so stupid. Like, it's just dumb as fuck. There's no point. Like, why the fuck are you doing it? There's just no point. The only way that I think this situation is going to get rectified is definitely by going after her in a more legal way, I guess. And it's like putting the money aside to do that is causing, I think, a little bit of tension. Because it's like, yes, you can put forward the effort to go after her legally. You can put forward the effort to kind of, get her away from you. But it's just like the money, the fact that like pretty much every single report that you have to make on this person, it always gets passed off or passed along. It is based on the person's age, by the way. The reason why they pass it off, they're like, oh no, she couldn't be doing all that. It's like, how stupid are you type shit. It's like, even with the cops or even with the people who come and check out this situation, how fucking stupid are you though? That's crazy. Only way you're gonna be able to get rid of this situation is either if you move away, right, or you tackle her legally. Okay, so whether it's calling the cops and filing a bunch of reports in order to get this person off your back, have enough evidence against her to leverage in court so that she has to stay the fuck away from you and stop fucking with you, otherwise she gonna get arrested. Just because she's older doesn't mean she's jealous. It's all about character. Listen, when you look like this bitch, sound like this bitch, coked up, phlegmed up, fuck. She don't want to be her either, type shit. She don't want to be herself either. She's trying to crawl out her skin and into somebody else's, like it's a shell, like a fucking seashell. Weird ass motherfucker. Yes, not all old people are bitter. Older people. But let's be real. Let's be real. An old drug addict, when their brain is already going dead, And plus, especially because they're prescribed all of that medication to just shut them up and get them off the doctor's back. That addiction can ruin somebody for real. Even if they didn't start out with one or never had one, you definitely end up that way when you get old. So I would say to file the reports, like go through with that, because I think that's the only way you're going to see the situation shift in your favor is if you file the reports. Okay? File the reports and take it up legally. I know the financial part kind of worries you a little bit because you're like, well, I'm going to have to do all this extra shit and put in all this extra work. But I'm going to be real with you. You know, why would you move from a place that can be at peace as long as this bitch behaves? You know, the only way that you're probably going to be able to get her to behave is if the police are involved. And if she like I said, she keeps trying to fuck with you anyways. So more than likely, that's what's going to happen is that she's going to get arrested, right? Or you're going to get arrested because she tries to point the finger at you and tries to bother you and fuck with you. Because remember, she'll try to do anything to leverage that against you as well. Okay, 7 coins, yeah. They said just keep getting your bag on, keep saving up. You might be wanting to move anyways or wanting to get out of here anyways, but for now you know you can't. So I would say I'm fighting a war single-handed. It is like that. Like that honestly, all the cards that I'm seeing is like that. It is like that. It's swords energy. It's like you're stuck because you feel cornered. You feel like you really have nowhere to go. Nothing. You can't do anything about the situation. Police take one look at her. They will take her kid away. At the end of the day, imagine this person is treating you like this, right? And imagine how they're treating their kid too. Especially if they be doing this shit in front of their kid. Imagine how she be treating them. What is she teaching them to do? I would take action, babe. Take action. Don't be afraid to. It's not morally corrupt. This situation is never going to end. I keep saying I've got 2 years left like I'm in prison. Because that's what it feels like, right? You can feel cornered. And that's not okay in your own home. You should not feel distressed and anxious. You should not have to look over your fucking shoulder. That's crazy, right? That's fucking crazy that you have to look over your shoulder at some old crunch. Some old bitch. Like, hawking loogies and shit. Doing some weird shit. Doing the fucking most. Like, you just need to get that situation handled. And I know, like I said, you've been trying to be nice. You've been trying to hold your tongue. Try not to say nothing, do nothing. It don't matter what the fuck you do. She will not change from that type of behavior. She's a fucking idiot. She's a slob. I think she been knowing that, like, you're trying to avoid her. And she knows also that if she starts problems or issues with you, then she can get you removed from the premises. If, like, say it was a situation where y'all actually got like a physical altercation, for example, right, where you like spit on her or something like that, she's looking for that from you. She's trying to intimidate, trying to cause problems. Let's look at other shit. Let's see what else is going on with you. Like, so much has happened. Let's see what else they talking to you about. Okay, medication. Okay, medication. This is my medication. Something about medication. Just okay, there's something about detoxing from some sort of medication or something. Maybe from smoking. Maybe from smoking weed. You need to hold back from smoking weed because it makes you anxious or gives you panic attacks or something of that nature. Yeah, it might be like this is kind of your last couple of times puffing on a blunt or something. They keep talking about, like,
how it's having negative effects on you, or it's having negative effects in general. It's just not it's not good for you no more. You're starting to feel it. Fragility. They talk about your mind being very fragile right now, and because you're on edge 24/7, even just like even a fucking small ass puff has you like up on the walls, not able to sleep, feeling like she's gonna fucking break into your house and shit. So it's like terrorizing you. It makes you feel so scared. Like, and I get it. Because at times when we need something to calm us down, it's like we a sucker for pain a little bit. Because it's like you'll go through the pain just to get that high and to get away from what you're dealing with. But then when it kind of reinforces that, when it keeps reinforcing that feeling and that trauma and that it's just a fear. When it keeps reinforcing that, that's not okay, right? That's not okay neither. And you know it started because of how it's starting to affect you. Your panic disorder, PTSD, that you don't need that no more. You're probably gonna drop it. I'm gonna say you're probably gonna quit. I know you've tried before, but they do say that this is you really trying to quit. Seriously, it's you trying to quit. Peaceful. Okay. Like, it's bad when you can't sleep. And when you don't sleep and then you doing this particular drug, it beats your ass. It basically makes you like a zombie, and you don't fuck with that either. Okay, then there's also something else where you're getting juggled. Is this romantically getting juggled? Or it's like you're a person, someone's in between you and another woman. It doesn't have to be romantic. So this is the premise, okay? I'm going to tell you the premise and the backstory a little bit, right? On what I'm feeling. Okay, so I feel like there's something between someone choosing a certain type of lifestyle and not choosing their kids, okay? That's the first message, right? The second message is someone choosing to cheat instead of deal with their children, or instead of deal with a committed relationship. Okay, so there might be a couple different scenarios going on right now, but it's all valid. I feel like it all ties in somehow. It all ties together. It's like someone's doing something behind your back, and you know that they're doing something behind your back, or they're talking shit behind your back. They're doing something that is like, it's just everyone wants a response out of you, and that's how you feel. You feel like if you respond, you might go crazy again, type of shit. And when I say again, I'm gonna say again because you used to have a little bit of gangster in you, type of shit. You used to have like a little bit of a vocal range on you. You know what I mean? You used to be a little bit of a you already know, like a cheetah type shit. But I don't think I don't see you responding to it, which is I would say that's the best thing that you can do, is to pull back from everyone. I'm gonna be real with you. It's nothing. I would just tell people it's nothing personal, regardless of whether they're trying to be nice to you, or trying to love on you. I would just say that it's best for you to pull back. Not worth it. Whoever this dude is, not romance. I think maybe about Pat. He's my oldest Pat. Okay. So if we're talking about in terms of friendship, terms of closeness, right? This person has the capability of being nasty as fuck. Okay? I think petty would be like the proper terminology would be petty. Petty and insecure. Like incredibly insecure. I don't think this person tries to drag people down with their behavior, but they do anyways. So someone who's more of like a martyr, where it's like, you know, they talk a lot about their issues and they just keep complaining and complaining, but do absolutely nothing different to change. And it's caused like this distrust between you and this person. It's heavy like meddling energy. You used to do a lot of meddling, Miss KT, where you would like get in between this person and their life. You used to try to like shake them awake and make them understand and force them to understand. But now you know that you can't do that. And now you know that there's nobody in this world who can convince this person to change their lifestyle, to change and to shift. You just know there's no way that you're gonna treat you're gonna learn this person and then teach them how to be a person again. You know what I mean? Teach them how to be an adult. You just can't. And you know it's toxic. And you know that you've grown out of this person. It's just a matter of letting this situation go. Because this person's shady as fuck. You been knowing that. This person's shady as shit. I hate to, like, I think this person just looks in people's eyes and lies to them. I really believe that. I think this person lies so much that it's crazy. It's just crazy. I don't think it's an expectation, because what I see is you locking eyes with this person and being like, really? Like, you really said that to me? Or you really did that? Like, that's fucking disgusting. You really fucking did that? Like, that's what I keep seeing. Is like you looking directly in this person's eye and be like, did you fucking really say that to me? This is one of those situations where you have been, again, patient. You've never turned your back, you know? I think when everyone else did turn their back on this person, you didn't turn your back. You continue to associate. Yeah, this person's sick in the head. They're sick in the head. He was snooping around my house. Yeah. Trying to do some weird shit. Sneaky. Illegal activity. Yeah. See, they already talking about the shit. Sneaky ass motherfucker. And now you can't never trust this person again. I don't even think you trusted them to begin with. Still, you know, you heard when I said in the beginning, and this message must have had something to do with your situation. If you feel uncomfortable by how someone moves and how someone acts, no matter how long you've known them, and no matter how many times you try to tell yourself, oh, it's just my trust issues acting up, it's valid. It's valid to not trust someone who has never ever shown you that they are trustworthy. They've done dumb shit. They talk about how dumb they are and how dumb the shit they do is. Just because they've never done certain things to you, it doesn't mean they're completely incapable. And that's what leaves them open to being the enemy. And that's why your mind will betray you when it comes to this person. And you'll start thinking all these negative and bad things, where you're telling yourself, this is not like right. This person isn't right in the head. Like, I cannot be dealing with this type of shit. And that's where, like I said, it doesn't matter how long you've known him, he's weird as fuck. So this is where you gotta take it. You gotta take yourself away from it. For good. I'm talking for good. Well, you know, it's hard, you know, like I said, he's so familiar. He was my comfort level at some point. And it's like, at some point, yes, but not anymore. You've changed. You've changed a lot. Doesn't matter how long y'all known each other. You changed a lot. It's not about chemistry no more. Right? It's not about just chemistry. He loves, and I mean really loves, to blindside people. He lies for the effect of drama. In that in itself, right? And when you're like, oh my god, like, my favorite part about him is his humor. He's so funny. But like, when you actually listen back on the things that he has told you, for one, he's telling you half the truth. And for two, it's really not that funny. Now, it's funny because he's making fun of it. But at the end of the day, he's making fun of it because he knows he's doing something shady. Or when he's venting to you and telling you about the people that he's dealing with in his personal life, he's telling you partial truths. He's not telling you what he's done. He's telling you what they are doing to him, because he's a martyr. He's a fucking martyr. He's weird, dude. He's weird. I would not trust this man around my kids. I'm gonna be real. I would not trust this man around my kids. And I know you already don't trust this man, especially after the fucking shit he be trying to pull more recently. I would not trust this man. He's definitely funny. He plays funny. But when you always funny, where's the value in that? When you always trying to play funny, like life's a big motherfucking joke, hee ha ha type shit, is that really like appropriate for certain situations? It's like if he can never ever take you seriously. He's like that friend where like you can only have him around you at certain points in time, just because it's like if you're talking serious, if you're going deep in shit, he just won't take it seriously. He would talk about himself. He would just talk about his goddamn self. I don't like him, dude. I really don't. Miss KT, you're like, yeah, like, you know, like I said, at a certain point in time, this person validated me. He made me feel good. He was the only one who came through and popped through. Yeah, but it's not that point in time no more. It's not that point in time no more. It's really not. You know that. I know you know that. It's sad. It really is sad because, you know, at the end of the day, I see how strong the connection felt. But I feel like, if it makes sense, as you got stronger, he started losing grip on you. And he started acting even more out of control because he learned that he didn't have your full attention no more. So he started acting even more out of control. Okay? So, what a fucking fool. What a fool. Get him out. He is creepy as shit, dude. He is so weird and creepy. I would not trust this nigga around my kids. Wouldn't trust him around my home, near money, or anything like that. I wouldn't trust him as far as you can throw him. I put him in the fucking same bin you're putting a 57-year-old fucking woman in. You know, put them in the same goddamn apartment. See how fast that shit blows up. I'm just saying. I don't trust that. Not at all. Not at all. You are in a new phase of your life. You need to skin yourself, skin your enemies. No, you need to energetically detach from all of the past shit, all of the past people. It doesn't matter how long you know them. They are all incredibly selfish. They wear you thin. They make you lose your hair. They make you lose your mind. Just gotta get out of there. Now on steroids because he don't want to be saggy, to have saggy skin. A gastric band. Oh, I got you. So he on the drugs too. Yeah, they need to be put in the same motherfucking corner. For real. Yeah, for real. Alright, let's see what's coming up with you and money. You and money. Miss KT and money for next month. Or for this month. For this month. I keep forgetting it's still the fucking beginning of August. I almost can't believe it. It's gone so fast. We do the money. Yeah, Lily, prepare yourself. Money, Miss KT. Someone says they'll help you out, but I feel like they're just being smooth with words. Someone's trying to help you out with negative intention. So their intention isn't what they're saying, okay? Like they're saying like, oh, I just want to help you, something of that nature. It's like you might feel more obligated to include this person in on larger choices in your life because they're helping you financially. But I would say like you're more of a no strings attached type girl. Like, you will not attach yourself to a situation that is unnecessary, even if it is financial. So I would say someone is fishing for something out of you. It's negative. It's negative. I think it's sex. I'm going to be real. I'm going to say it's sexual in nature. Now, whether it's having sex with you or just some weird sexual shit where it's like they want to watch you fuck somebody or something like that, dude. It's weird. I know it's something weird like that. Or wants to have a threesome or something. Like, they might have joked about a threesome, but in reality they meant it. Like, they was being for real when they said threesome. So, I mean, like I said, financially, someone's just offering you something, and it's so creepy. It's so weird. Like, why would they even bring that up? You know what I mean? It's that type of shit. Why would you even bring that up in the first place? Is it because you fantasize about that? Because that's what's going on. I'm going to be real. That's what's going on. Someone fantasizing, doing some weird sexual shit. Right? They're trying to do some weird, sexy, bullshit. Let's say it's a Cancer or a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Female or male is what they say. Doesn't matter which, but female or male. Okay? Weird bitch. So what else with money? What else with money? What's coming from? Miss KTM money. Okay, that's the second time. I want to ask this with all the respect. Is someone passing away in your life, or did someone pass away, or is there something to do with like getting money after someone's death, like a will or something of that nature? Is there a will involved here? Because something's real messy. Like, they talk about accidental death or some type of death or something like that, and they talk about getting money from that, retrieving a leftover paycheck or something, maybe. And if it's not an actual death, then it's just a death, like a new beginning type shit, where you might be completely quitting a job or leaving a situation behind, just disappearing, just fading out, fizzling out, and disappearing, not taking it with you. But there's two interpretations that I see here, and I think one is a literal death. I want to say one is a literal death, like someone's getting money from someone's death. It's a will. There's a will and there's a way type shit. There's a way for you to get your hands on this. They said, again, they talk about water sign. Talk about water sign. You said Will is my mama's surname. That's just how I be speaking, girl. And if that fits with you, apply it where it applies. Nearly lost my mom back in February. Okay, so this could also be a discussion about the will too, because in my opinion, I think a couple of things. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of lay these things out for you, and you tell me how it sounds. I think that someone's been just barely avoiding the inevitable, okay? And the inevitable being sick and possibly passing away, okay? I think they've been delaying it, and I think it's been progressive. I think that you're pretty sure how this is going to end up within the next couple of months. And like I said, if you're unsure about the fact that you're going to, not to sound selfish, but get anything off of this person, I'm going to say you will. Because I know the relationship here is incredibly complicated and hurtful and painful, but I do think that this person leaves something behind for you, and that's like a really important part. Maybe they like leave the house behind or something like that, but it's like, trust me, when and like I said, this is one of those things where I feel like it's just delaying the inevitable, right? It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna. It's like there's no way you can control it. I pick up on infection as well. Infection really big because they talk about like the burning of the gut or like a burning sensation in the intestines. It's just inevitable. It's gonna happen. And I think you try to implore this idea in your head where you're like, man, like nobody's prepared for it. I feel like I'm already done mourning. Why does it feel like you mourn this person already? Like it just feels like you've already released this person from your life. I don't know if you're in contact or not, but I feel like you've already mourned. Like it's already over in your head. It's been over. And it might be because this person's character has changed so much from the experiences of almost dying. But like, I don't think a lot of people understand this, especially not other family members, how you've already kind of mourned and how it doesn't make you sad, or how it's like you've lost hope in the situation a long time ago because of how this person doesn't take care of themselves. There's no care involved. There's like no tender loving care. They don't care about themselves. So obviously, because you don't care about yourself, you're obviously going to have a bad time and a bad run with things. You know what I mean? So it's like that. I want to let you know there's no shame in that. There's no shame in stating and knowing the obvious. You're not like a heartless creature. You're not an emotionless creature. Your emotions just apply differently to the situation because you are closer to death than most people are. You don't fear that idea of getting closer to death. You just don't. You know it's a part of living, of life. So why would you be scared? You know what I mean? So as you're coming up on these next couple of months, just be aware of the situation that you will retrieve something from this person. You will be on some type of will or paperwork, and you will be getting money from that situation. Even though you don't wish any ill will on anybody, I do feel like it's just going to happen regardless. You know, it's just something I'm plainly stating and reading out, just because I do think it's important that you know that. I do think it applies to you in a really important way, and it's like maybe possibly this is the only way this person feels like they can rectify y'all's relationship is by leaving you behind something. Okay? Like I feel like that's the only option, is that this person leaves you behind some sort of funding. Really. They didn't do anything really for you in life, and in death, you know, if they can do that, I think that's the only way that person could even rectify any sort of forgiveness out of you. So, you know, that's my opinion. I don't think I crossed the line on that one. I'm going to say that that's pretty direct. And I would say you're not heartless. I just want to make that clear. You're not heartless. So if you think bad about yourself because you've taken your emotions a little bit out of the equation, you just step back to protect yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. There just isn't. There just isn't. You're not wrong to let go and let God handle certain people. Okay, that's the update on your finances. Like I said, it's very fresh, so that's why I feel like it's gonna be happening within the next couple of months. And then the conversations, I'm gonna do one more little thing that I saw in here that was specific, was communication. Do you have like a is your child nonverbal, or does your child have problems with communication? There's something improving. So regardless of how long you've been working on this, I think you just randomly start seeing things get better for your kid, or randomly start seeing things get better with communication between you and your children. It's just so random. That's something you're going to be blessed by, because I feel like I think there's angels also involved with that situation. I don't know. It's weird. There's also angels involved with like clarity here. Like I feel like it's people from people from your family, but like very specific people, like an uncle or something like that, right? An uncle or auntie. It might be someone. Okay, so maybe it's not someone who's passed away or dead. It might be someone helping him with speech in person, or both of you in person. But communication definitely looks great. It looks really good. It's like, how does this just randomly improve? You start thinking like, damn, like, okay, so even though I am, I'm losing someone in my life. I've lost a lot of people in my life. There's a situation here where somebody's helping someone speak, and it just like randomly occurs where this person is like talking out and like, expressing themselves and do so crazy. It's kind of like a blessing. I think you're healing because you've already mourned certain aspects. You've already mourned certain people, and I think it's really helping. I do. Because you keep talking about that language barrier and how hard that's been throughout your whole entire life, and that throughout your whole entire like being. It's something that defines you. Like when people speak to you, they notice, right? And they notice how your brain works, how it works differently. How you communicate is creepy to them or unlike them, and so they kind of push you out and label you the alien. So there's definitely somebody here, whether it's from the other side or it's like an uncle or a brother. There's somebody here who's teaching someone how to speak or to communicate emotions and to be very, very verbal. So if there is a situation, like I said, where someone just kind of suddenly improves like incredibly, becomes incredibly good at speaking, do not be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. It could, I think it probably is both of you. I don't think they would mention it unless it was something that was tied to you as well in some type of way. But I think it's both of you. I think it's both. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. That's definitely something to look forward to. Because it's going to really help you through, I think, this aspect of death as well when it comes to your mother. Okay? There was a risk financially that they said that you were struggling with, taking possibly a risk to become your own boss or to invest in yourself. They do say that that's really important, that you continue to try to think of positives versus all the negative aspects of having your own business. It's like, well, it's more money. It's more money I have to put into this situation. It's more things I have to fund when I don't even have the funds to do so. But they keep talking about, like, if this is something that makes you happy and helps you expand, helps you grow, helps you feel good, even if it's just a physical thing and maybe it takes away from material, it's worth it then, because it pays off so much more. Okay? Pays off much more. Alright? Miss KT. Of course. Now Lily. That was your name, right? Lily. Lily G, where you at? She wanted a general as well. He says, strangely enough, I've been thinking of starting a podcast. Me who can't even string a sentence together. That's the thing, though. Why the fuck not? I thought the same motherfucking thing when I was first starting my channel. I thought the same exact thing. Literally, that whole entire line resonated with me when I first started. Because I had such bad social anxiety when it came to just the camera and looking at myself and talking at nothing, you know, even though I am someone who speaks out loud all the time, kind of in a way where it's like I talk to myself all the time. I'm also dyslexic. I'm also dyslexic. So, you know, I understand. I totally do, but what changed my life significantly, and even my confidence, because I was confident before, but I'm even more confident now when speaking in front of folks. I did take public speaking when I was in college, and I took public speaking in high school, but it never really appeared for me until I started doing this. Once I started, it became very like healing. Just it was kind of through that transient process of talking about other people's problems with them. Communicating with them, even if they are kind of talking to me about very specific and personal things, it did help me in a way that you know, I couldn't have done without y'all, really, truthfully. It made me reflect on a lot more things. It made me a lot more emotional, a lot more sensitive, a lot more accepting. So the social anxiety, the dyslexia, trust and believe. My dyslexia, I read backwards. It's kind of weird, right? Because most people are like, what the fuck does that even mean? But I read literally backwards. Like, where I will read certain words in the end before I read the whole entire sentence. And I actually read really fast because of that, because I already know like the context of the situation. So before I even have to really say anything, I've already kind of conjured up a response in my head, but I read backwards. So that's my problem with dyslexia. So you'll hear me misspeak a lot, or maybe even mistake certain words for other words, and it doesn't really help that I'm a little blind. But yeah, I'm also dyslexic. It's very, very hard. It's very difficult because you want to be... I think Lily is asleep. But it's very difficult because you want to be very poignant. Yes, scan reading, yes. You want to be very, very like on point when you're speaking to a group of people. But it's very, very, very hard to focus for me as well. ADHD. Very hard to focus. So with everything in mind, it's like it just makes me go everywhere at once. And I think that also fits for tarot, though. It like fits because I'm able to hyper focus on other people, and as a result of that, I'm also calm at my calmest state that I can be. So maybe you'll learn a couple of different things about yourself once you start that podcast. I think like I said, send me the deets. Send me the fucking deets. When you be posting your first episode or whatever, send me your shit. No, so Lily ordered a general reading. So we're gonna talk a little bit about everything. So love, family. I think mostly for you, it's gonna be around family, but it's a blessing. It really is. It gives you such a different perspective. It really does help you, though. It helps other people, too. Me and my Pisces lover are on again, and he is in another city. What is the energy surrounding our connection? Anything I should be aware of? Okay, so we're going to answer that question first. Of course, KT. As usual, your energy is great, Miss KT. Every time you come in, you give me smiles and laughs, because I know you a funny bitch. I don't even gotta hear your voice to know you a funny bitch. So I'm gonna do your question first. Initially, we're gonna, since this is I think your first, we're just gonna kind of go along with the ride and see what comes out after I answer your question. Because they might want to kind of expand on family values for you, just because they talk about your relationship with this Pisces really emulating some of the family structure that you had growing up. Whether it was any structure at all, we'll see, right? But at the end of the day, that they say that this person often crosses the line, or you often mix and meld those past memories with family, with this person. And so it's going to be kind of tumultuous. It's going to be very eruptive, emotional, and that sensitive. Okay. Trust. Okay, believe them. Yeah. So you don't trust him, even though he's like very, very. He's like your possession in a way. He's your possession. Make sure Lily. Someone tell Lily in chat to refresh. I don't know if you're caught up or not. I can't tell. My question is there. It is me. I don't know if they're caught up or not. But they do talk about possessiveness. So best friend, your best ally, your partner in crime, all in your mind, this person is so close and near and dear to your heart. Even though they have a really hard time with providing you with the emotional support that you need, you still love them. Yeah, Lily, I've already started your reading. I'll wait just a second here so that you can get caught up. Okay. So, as I was saying, you're possessive. It's hard for you to not be clingy. I don't think you're toxic clingy, though. I think you're very reasonable. I do think that communication it's crumbled in the past, and you're trying to keep up with him. You're trying to keep up with him. I think history kind of repeats itself in a way that's kind of, it's funny. It's pitiful, but it's really funny, right? It's funny that I think you guys ended up on such opposites of the spectrum as far as how your conditioning, okay, how you was raised, how you function. There's like opposite views here that I pick up on as well. Like how a house and a home is supposed to be, but somehow you both wear the opposites very well. You wear it very, very well. There's certain things that in this relationship you haven't been able to conquer yet, and I would say it's your fear mainly of abandonment. Is someone running away from you? I think that this person has to show you physical action for you to believe that they're always going to be there with you. And I think even by them taking the space for work, it's very, very hard for you to sit still. It still scares you. It still makes you anxious. Him traveling makes you feel like, even though you're acting peaceful and I think you're taking it the right way, you still feel like you're being punished in a way. You still feel scared. You keep thinking about, there's also an ex situation, right? There's somebody, whether this was him and y'all's relationship from the past, or this is it's also possible that this is another ex you've had, another relationship you've had. Yeah, I feel like you got distracted from this connection. Or he got distracted from this connection. Maybe he was the one who had an ex behind your back type shit. And that's how everything kind of fumbled. Communication just broke down. You almost couldn't, for some reason he took this road of like, he respected you, he respected your boundaries, but he just could never ever ever sit through one of your arguments or communications. You can never sit through like the emotions of it. It's like, say you would start crying. Say you would start crying, right? I think that he rejects you crying. I think he rejects your emotions. He rejects how you feel. It's like, say you start like kind of getting a little bit worked up. It's like, instead of comforting you, I feel like he rejects it. And that's really dangerous, right? Because it's with abandonment issues, and this goes for a man or a woman, the main problem with abandonment issues, the only way that you can trust someone and get over them truthfully, it's not just therapy, right? And talking to a medical professional. It's someone having enough patience to talk you down. To talk you down from all those racing thoughts and emotions and the feeling of abandonment and the anxiety and the paranoia. But he would walk away from you or leave you off to kind of like tear yourself up. And that's the worst feeling in the world. It truly is. Because as someone who's supposed to love you and care for you, that's not right. That's not right. It just isn't. Especially when you just are trying to have normal conversations. Like, I think this is a give and take situation where you're sitting here and you're just trying to have normal conversations, and then something's said, and of course it triggers you, or maybe you cry, or maybe you get angry, something of that nature. You react in some type of way that's emotional, and that somehow triggers him to just walk away. And that's crazy, because that makes you feel even more insecure, makes you feel like he's going to abandon you, makes you feel like he's going to cheat on you. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm going to talk from his perspective real quick, okay, Lily? Just because, I feel like in all honesty, though you did come for the general, I think you did mainly come for this person, okay? Having a hard time speaking right now. I think you mainly came for this. So let me look at his perspective real quick. And maybe this will give you the insight on how to tackle and deal with this situation. Okay? Let's go look at his perspective. He feels like you cry out of... You cry to get a reaction. You say certain things to get a reaction. He feels like you're trying to make him feel bad. You're trying to guilt trip him. That's how he feels. It's like when you get emotional and when you feel some type of way, when you ask him questions, he feels like you're just trying to get a reaction out of him. Like you're trying to push him to feel in some type of way towards doing something. He feels like you're trying to push him towards doing something, towards betraying you. It's like you're trying to frame him. That's what he feels like. And he feels like you're trying to frame him because maybe you've done something wrong or because you're insecure. He feels also kind of grinded down. He feels also small. You know what I mean? He feels like attacked, right? And you both feel attacked. That's kind of the key towards this situation, is like you both are feeling attacked, but in such separate ways, because you guys had such separate and different ways of dealing with y'all's like home situations while growing up. Such different ways that it's reflecting in a way in different trauma forms, because it's different trauma forms, it's clashing, it's colliding, it's not right, it just doesn't feel right. It's a lot more complicated than what he makes it and than what you make it. It's really complicated. It's complicated trauma, right? It's like CPTSD, right? So what he asked for is time and space. It's very important for him to grow. He cannot become attached to you and like rekindle the same relationship before. Because before, I feel like you guys both came from a point of trauma in your life. You came together so strongly because and stuck to each other like glue, because you were coming both from a pretty hurt place. And now you're in a kind of a different era of trauma where you've tackled some of the problem, but because you are still dealing with the remnants, you're punishing each other. And so one way that I could see this being rectified is if, for one, when he says he needs space, he needs space. That's the number one thing. So when you are kind of crumbling at the seams, right? I'm not saying it's right for him to walk away, but I'm saying you need to be able to communicate with him on a man to woman level of understanding boundaries. Boundaries would be not to corner him, okay, with your emotions, because I know he doesn't listen, and that's very frustrating and that's very scary. But his emotions and the way he deals with things is also valid, right? Even though it's wrong, it's still valid. It's still something that is happening inside of him internally. And though he doesn't express it on his face, and he might try to push you away on the account of that, you guys are both struggling to communicate. So it's both of you that need to rectify the situation, okay? Try to, when you're communicating with him about your emotions, don't keep pointing your finger in his face. And I don't think this is maybe a physical thing that you do, but it's definitely like you try to point it towards he's the villain, right? Well, you do this and you do that and you do this. That terminology really stresses him out. And the main reason why I see it stressing him out is because this is how he grew up. Is that same type of shit. It's like blame game. Like, well, you do this and you do that and you do this and you do that. It's like every time he brings up something about your character, you got to bring up something about his character. And it just explodes into one big motherfucking thing, right? It's because you're trying to, it's almost like, oh, I want my voice heard. And he's like, well, I do too. Right? It's like that, right? It's constantly back and forth. Like, I want to be heard too. Like, okay, well, you know, if you want me to stop doing A and B, then you got to stop doing C. Right? Listen to each other's requests when you're talking. You don't have to go past a certain octave to understand what he's saying, right? Because I pick up on him as not being, you know, he's not like the other people where he's like all up in your face. You know what I mean? He's not like the other people. He comes from a loving place and he's saying, hear me out, right? This is my demands, right? And if you just need to, I'm not saying you need to give in to my demands instantly and immediately. I'm not saying you need to stop behavior immediately, because I know it's coming from a hurt place. I know that it comes from a place of being betrayed. But I've also been betrayed. And you're betraying me in the same motherfucking way that I feel similarly, right? That's what he's trying to say. I feel similar. But I don't act the same as you do. But I don't put out the excuse that you know, I don't excuse myself. Like, if it makes sense, the reason why he walks away is because he's not going to engage with you when you're going through the full-blown trauma mode. The PTSD, he's just not going to do that. Right? If you want comfort, then ask for comfort. Do not chase him into a corner. Well, you do this A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Ask him for comfort. Ask him for closure. If you're demanding respect from somebody, like demanding it, right? He should give that to you because he loves you. He should just be able to give that to you, right? But you also have to earn that. That's an earned thing, right? And with him, the only how you get somewhere with him is if you're also willing to comfort him, even in times of like where you are the one who's stressed out, right? When you're the one who's stressed out, when you're the one who's feeling upset and angry, you're trying to comfort each other. That's the whole process of this. This is what you got to do, right? You have to comfort each other. Make sure both of y'all are comfortable with the environment. Let him know the reason why you cry. Let him know the reasons why you feel some type of way. Don't point your finger in his face and be like, well, you do A, B, and C when he brings out some of your character defects, right? Because you both have character defects because you've had a really hard life. Both of you. Both of you separately. You're sharing the space together. You're sharing this when you, even if it's you're the one who has a problem with his behavior, you are sharing the space together, right? So the problem is with both of y'all. It's not just with him. When you're radiating that energy, when you're pointing in his face and telling him, no, it's you, and you. You do this to me, you do this to me, you do this and this and that. You've done this, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this, right? And then he's sitting there like, well, you're not innocent either, right? So let's just sit down and we'll both sit down and talk instead of chasing me into a corner like a rat. He doesn't want to get physical with you. He doesn't want to get physical with you. He does not want to step into your face, into your personal space. He does not want you to keep feeling like you have to fight him, because he's not trying to fight you. That's the thing. Now, if he's denying your emotions, right? Because that's what I see too. So I see some of the anger and where that comes from, right? He's denying your emotions. He's telling you what you're doing is not real, or you're just trying to get a rise out of him. Then you need to reassert that you are hurt by not yelling, not screaming, but by telling him, but I do feel sad. You have to understand, I do feel sad. I do feel stressed out. And you have to watch that tone. Because that tone, when you yell or when you raise your voice above a certain octave, he doesn't listen. It goes in one ear and out the other. It really does. To him, that's a huge trigger. It's a really huge trigger for someone to be like, no, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. It is a really big trigger for him. And if you're wondering why he takes such of a big distance and a break and a breath, it's because he does not want to fight you. That is not his intention. His intention is not to continue to fight. It is not. His intention is to love you, right? That is his intention. He does not know how to love you. And because he does not know how, you blame him for not knowing how, though he doesn't even know you like that. You know what I mean? It's like you blame him for not knowing how to treat you when you don't really necessarily explain what you specifically want. And sometimes the specifics, even though you're like, well, duh, I want you to treat me this way, right? Literally you said, well, duh, dumbass. Of course I want that. It's like, he doesn't get that. You need to, even if it's as simple as writing certain things down on paper in print, he needs it explained to him. How exactly do you want me to treat you? If I am doing something wrong, don't just keep telling me I'm wrong. Tell me how to rectify the situation. Tell me exactly what you want. Fine lines. That shit. And the only way that I can do that for you is if you tell me how. A lot of it is just teaching each other. You know what I mean? Literally, it's teaching each other how to act towards each other. And he, trust me when I say, what's his sign, if you don't mind me asking? Because he picks up emotions like very quickly. Like, as far as like rules and regulations and that, he picks all those up very quickly, very fast. He reminds me of like a police officer. Well, now bad example, like a security guard. Probably also another bad example, but he reminds me of somebody who military. He reminds me of that type. He picks up rules and regulations very, very well. Very well. He's militant. In his mind, he's very militant. And that can also kind of be a little bit hairy too. You know what I mean? But this feels militant. Okay? You guys have come such a long ways away from how you were in the past. Young, dumb, and feeling sprung type shit. You've paved the way for a life together that can be rectified. Okay, this situation can resurrect, but you have to stop making it about the past. Okay. You're wanting to move forward together, not backwards. And so though there is certain words and certain hurt that he still uses, certain terminology even, this can all be unlearned by communicating. Both of y'all together. Like I said, during moments of like you need comfort, right? You're like, you better not get up in my face or I'll smack you. Instead of that, how about is let him comfort you. Comfort each other. Hug on each other. Love on each other. Kiss on each other, motherfucker. Like, don't be like, you better not come to... I'm really mad right now. I'm really angry. Accept the anger, right? Accept that you are angry. Accept that you feel emotional. You know, you might feel like smacking him in the face, but a hug in physical contact is what he needs. He needs to know that you're good. He's got that drama too, babe. He needs to know that you're good. And by giving you a physical affection, like a hug, right? He's not trying to just fuck or whatever. Not trying to just like butter you up and shit. That's his calming zone. That's what brings him down. You know what I mean? That's what brings him down. That's what grounds him, is a physical form of affection. A hug or a motherfucking kiss, right? Can't get much better than that, to be honest with you, because physical forms of affection, especially because I'm assuming that both of you come up from a home where physical forms of affection just were not a thing. Physical forms of affection would be like, a smack in the face and shit. You know what I mean? Like very harsh, very critical, like grinding your gears type shit. Affection was almost like a way of currency. It's like if somebody wanted to get you to do something that they wanted, then they would give you affection, right? As far as like, if they wanted you to do something where they can only benefit, you know what I mean? Like sacrifice yourself, right? So self-sacrifice is really big with both of y'all, where you had to sacrifice certain pieces of your childhood and certain pieces of your life for the people that were supposed to care for you, that were supposed to sacrifice for you, that were supposed to love on you. Okay? His whole form of feeling comfortable and grounded would be physical contact, physical touch, a hug, a kiss. And I know you want to rock him in his teeth, but a hug, a kiss, a cuddle, or something like that means a lot to him. It really does. Okay? It really does. I see hope in this situation. Though it's been a difficult trek forward, I see hope in the situation, because I do not see him doing nothing behind your back. Okay? I do not see him doing nothing. He's attached to you, attached at the motherfucking hip. It's just that when that distance that you feel right now, where you get anxious and scared, if there's things that he needs to change in order to be more, I guess, verbal, communicative, then just sit down and talk. Sit down and talk. Sit down and talk to his ass. Come on. He wants to kiss on you, hug on you, love on you. Okay? He really does want you. He really does need you. He really does love you. He ain't acting like he's single or nothing like that. Okay? If you're curious about that. And then I also will look into your finances real quick. He does take you seriously. Though you try to be like in your head about it and be like, oh, well, the reason why he's distancing and doing this and doing that. I'm not going to say your paranoia is invalid. Because the reason why you feel that way is because he hasn't gained your trust yet. He hasn't. He hasn't shown you that he's fully trustworthy. And until he does, like I said, the specific things that you need him to do in order to feel grounded, and you do the specific things that he needs from you to feel grounded, then this situation is going to keep being stressful, right? Might get further and further away from the goal. But yeah, he's a very, very loving person, cuddly, Kind of reminds me of like a cat. Or maybe more like a dog. You know, someone who's very, very, very physical, like involved. Like they want to love on you. They want, like, you know, someone to tell them that it's all going to be all right. They want to be consoled. Even during moments where it's like, yes, you know, y'all had a fight, but console each other. Like, you had a fight, right? But don't just sit there silently. Hold his hand. And when he's reaching out for you, don't just sit there curled up in the corner with your phone and like in your hoodie. You got your hoodie over your head and you're not looking at him. Don't reject him. Don't abandon him. Don't abandon each other. When he's sitting there all, you know, he's eating his food, watching the game and shit on his phone and, you know, not paying attention to you and looking down because y'all just had a fight. Love each other. Coax each other. Rub each other's back or something. The hood side. I know, Lily. I know. Because that's why I saw this shit. Hold his hand. Kiss him. He needs to kiss you. Make you feel good. Hold you when you feeling upset, angry, scared, petrified, anxious. If he knew the emotions underneath all of this, not just the anger, because sometimes it can come off like it's just all anger, but it's not. It's hurt. You need the love. You just do. I get it. The hood side of me too. The petty in me is, you know, as a man, there's just a different way that we kind of navigate the pettiness, and walking away is one of them. That's one of the biggest things with men, where it's like, it's not that we don't understand those more complicated emotions, it's that we've been taught just not to deal with it. We've been taught just to walk away. So naturally, it's like he doesn't use that as ammo against you. It's not like he's doing it to spite you. He's doing it because it's the only thing that he knows. Okay? So love on each other. Touch on each other. Console each other after an argument, after things get heated. Don't just walk away. Don't just let him walk out the house after, you know, sitting there eating a cereal, watching the game, not even pretend you're not there and shit. Or y'all doing that to each other. Okay, he still loves you even if y'all had an argument, just like you still love him, even though you might feel like you hate him internally, right? Or hate is the wrong word. You feel passionate. You feel angry. You still love him. You still fucking love him. Show him you love him. Don't act any different. Like I said, don't act any different from how you would act when you are in that lovable mode. Because you love him and you want to keep showing that. Vice versa. Yeah. I think way too much on an air sign. I feel that. I get it. Trust and believe. I get it. But when you've done so much work on yourself, and you finally found the person, even at the spot that y'all at, you finally found the person that you're comfortable with, that you can say, like, I'm gonna throw up the towel. Like, this is my person. You know, I know that. I know this is my person. I know this is my woman. I know this is my man. Like, when you can feel that even a little bit, that's a scary feeling, but that's also liberating, because most people don't feel that for their whole entire lifetime. Let's be real. There's a lot of unhappy marriages out there, a lot of unhappy relationships, and when you could just like be like, I literally could hang up the towel right now, like, this is my person, no questions asked, no doubts. I'm just saying, it's that type. All right, let me look into your finances just real quick. Okay, finances are interesting. Really interesting. They talk about authenticity. They talk about exclusive contracts. So I don't know if they're talking about like a certificate. I can't wait to tell you about the change in the growth. I can't wait either. I really want to, because of how strong y'all's connection is, and I even feel the love through the read. I can't wait to see the changes. Like, I think it's going to happen quickly and quicker than you think, right? Because even just the changes in the way you confront him will change the relationship exponentially. It will grow so much closer. It will be far easier to tell the truth, I feel like, in those situations too. Because once you start telling him your real emotions and not that you're just angry, you know, you start telling him the real deep shit. Like, I really feel hurt, and this is why I feel hurt. You know, I've been through this. I've done this. I struggled. I've tried. Once you hear the real emotions come out of his mouth and from your mouth too, like how y'all really feel about each other, it's going. I'm telling you, the world between y'all is going to change. It really will. So they talk about professional contract. Okay, they talk about professional contracts. Maybe this is his job, his work, but it's an exclusive contract. Financially, it does look like it's something that's going to pull through and be very, very, very sensitive. So what do I mean by sensitive? I mean, like, this is sensitive information that they talk about not being leaked to the public, or maybe you can't ask questions, or maybe you can't know nothing about it, or it might be something that's more like you want to keep it between you and him, or you want to keep it just to yourself because you don't know what's happening next. Because they talk about a vacation or some type of travel, and they talk about how I can't give this up, I can't quit on it. Like, I need to see this through financially. I need to see this through. Doesn't matter where the fucking road takes me. I need to see this through. Yeah, I need to see this through. That's what they keep talking about. Financially. It's very private, or private showing, or something like that. Just private. You don't know how to communicate this, or maybe he doesn't. I feel like if y'all share finances, that somebody doesn't know how to communicate about it. They're really bad with communication about this type of shit, or bad at communicating during work. Out of fear, I guess, of losing hard work, or losing focus. Is a lot of it too, because I feel like y'all's love for each other is so crazy sometimes, or so like you are so obsessed with each other that I think he gets caught up, just like I think you get caught up. You get really distracted, and that could fuck up a whole entire situation. Like, he needs full focus on this shit, just like you need full focus on you at times. Yeah, because they talk about. Finances. Okay, so okay, yeah, I understand. So there's this thing where they're talking about they talk about the statute of limitation or something like that. They keep talking about, like, rules and regulations, very, 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 very strict. And I think if he, I think, looks like legalities too. So, is your boy a hood nigga? Is your boy a hood nigga though? Is he that type? Because he needs to tread carefully and tread lightly if that's the case. I'm just saying. Alright, is you hood like that? Okay? Is you hood like that? I'm just saying. No, I'm gonna keep it very light and say that whatever work is being done, whatever traveling he do for work, it's between you, him, and God. Whatever the situation is, you, him, and God. That's what I'm saying. You, him, and God. Okay, what's the next Earth sign? Capricorn season in January? So January, there's going to be a change in home. Maybe you... Okay, yeah, it looks like there's a change in home in January. So I don't know if it's like you guys move homes or you change something about your home or you move in together or buy a home together. But there's something about the home changes in January. Okay? Big time. Big time. Okay, so if you're curious, if you guys been trying to move or trying to get somewhere new, January you're gonna see some growth in that. Yeah, God damn, y'all are crazy. Some of y'all are really, really picky with what you want to come out. Because I'm trying to give you information. I feel like you get it. I'm gonna say you do get it. But at the same time, you know, there's certain things where like, don't just let that out. That's not something that's more private. That's not something that you should really talk about. So I'm not going to, because it's personal. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm saying in January, I see possibly a move. It looks like location change for sure, though. Okay, for sure, y'all gonna be going somewhere else. Looks fun. I think you guys just want a fresh start. You want to get out of where you're at. You're like, I can't stand this motherfucking place, dude. I can't stand this place. I keep seeing the mental effects that this place has had on you, and you guys already know you need to make the change. You need to jump ship. Like, just get out of there. Okay. Not hood like dad. Okay. So they're probably if not shady shit that I know of. If not shady shit, then I would say it's more of just like, it's something that you guys want to keep between y'all, and that's where I'm going to leave it. It's very personal and private. Those types of that type of information, and so that's why I feel like more or less it's discussions that you guys need to further have instead of arguing about it. And when you guys do calm down, and it might be, like I said, you guys, I feel like you guys move quite fast when you implement new things into your relationship. You move quite quick. So if you guys have those types of conversations, I see something in January coming up for a move, location change. He said I'm a Cap. Okay. That makes sense. Your anger. That's why your anger caught my attention. Why I could go into such detail. Because I have similar, I'm going to say similar anger. He's coming back then. Okay. So location change. You guys moving in together. Wanting to start anew. Y'all both hating where, honestly, where you stay and where you live and where you had to stay. You're done with the bare minimum. He might be bringing back some money to whisk you away, type shit. Honestly, Pisces is romantic as fuck like that too. Gross and romantic. You know what I mean? But they will take you on a motherfucking journey. That nigga will move you halfway across the world and shit. Somewhere you ain't never been before. Be like, it's just you and me type shit. We on an island together type. Pisces is crazy, dude. I'm on vacation time until the 11th. I'm telling everyone that I went to Malibu because I'd be chatting with you. No, it's so goofy. We've had very good readings for this past couple of days. Is there anything else that you wanted to know about Lily? Like one more question or anything? Oh, okay? So you have a child. Is it your child is an adult? Are you saying you were kind of waiting for your child to leave for college? That makes sense. Is there anything else? I'll wait for her to catch up. Say yes, we do, and we're gonna keep it between us. See, even spirit practices silence. They say at times where it's like, listen, we made this promise, and this is just me and you. Spirit recognizes that type of shit. Like, you know, when you pinky square with somebody and say, this is just us. Spirit. Trust and believe. They're firm believers in keeping promises. Fruit, gum, or snacks. It's an amazing read, you hear me? I'm glad you like the reading. I love getting new people up in there and shocking them. I see everything, remember that. And I will only tell you what you need to hear. I will not tell you the shit that you want to hear and the intrusive thoughts and all the extra bullshit. If that nigga was cheating on you and doing something fucking weird, I would have been told your ass. You already know. You heard me airing out everyone else's dirty laundry. So with them intrusive thoughts and those insecurities and the things where you feel like, man, like I feel like he's trying to get over on me, do this. I'm telling you, I would have been told you. 2 college. Okay. All right. You got your babies educated. We see you. We see you. Congratulations. I wanted to wait and raise them properly and fully. See. That's that Capricorn shit. Good job, babe. Good job. To you and them. Sorry for putting my fingers in my mouth, y'all. Just be getting shit between my teeth. I hate that shit. It's so uncomfortable. One of my pet peeves. You said crackers look so good, but I can't have it. What are you allowed to have? Townhouse or... Oh, God. Don't even get me started. Salt diet is a killer. Oh! Oh. Oh. I don't think I can ever do that shit. Listen, I might swell up like a motherfucking balloon right in the face. But you can catch me dogging all them seasonings. I see a spider hanging off my lamp right now. Bitch. Bastard. I see you. Don't think I don't. Townhouse crackers. They're so buttery, dude. That's Mega Millions. Tuesday draw of 1.58 billion marks the largest ever jackpot prize in Mega Millions history. You know who? We already know where that's going. They're gonna put that funding into some fucking political rally, some small town politics, or try to endorse fucking Donald Trump or something. What are they gonna do with that money? Let's see. What are you gonna do with that money? Who is that money going towards? Going right back into the wealthy. That's what they said. Going right back into the wealthy.
I wish they would. No, I didn't mean to say that in such a disrespectful way. I wish they would put it towards actually getting people the help that they need and deserve. Not happening in this lifetime. I feel that. I feel like that's true. Yeah, they keep saying it's gonna make someone into another rich royalty type person, another like Bill Gates or something, another person who doesn't appropriately pay their workers, no workers comp, make slaves out of people. Someone who already has some money. Like the Elon Musks and the Bill Gates. See, what hurts me is that I am a sweets and a seasoning person. I just cut portions. That would help so much. That would be more than enough. More than enough to tackle those issues. I mean, really. Some of them, at least. Like, just mental health being the main thing. And addiction. Actually making facilities that are built for people that do struggle with addiction. Instead of making them feel fucking crazy all the goddamn time. Half of them didn't start crazy, you know what I mean? They started emotionally traumatized. Yeah, feed the agenda. It's such a manipulative game that they play. They say, oh, it's a problem. The homeless are a problem. No, it's not. No, it's not. The homeless are not the problem. Hi, Kashawn? Sag. Okay, we was talking about Sag earlier. I was talking y'all up a good song. I was talking about y'all. I love Sag. I just looked up famous Sagittarius. Tina Turner, Jimi Hendrix, Frank Sinatra, Bruce Lee, Steven Spielberg, Jane Fonda, Jim Morrison, Winston Churchill, fuck that name, Mark Twain, Beethoven, Walt Disney, Trey Songz. I thought they have Trey Songz between Joseph Stalin and Walt Disney. They rude as fuck right there. Keith Richards, Emily Dickinson, Billie Jean. Why the fuck did they put Trey Songz between them? So rude, dude. That's so rude. So disrespectful. Why is Winston the second? I feel like Trey Songz has definitely surpassed Winston Churchill at this point, as far as fame goes. Listen, one might be a part of history, but Trey Songz. Come on now. Who hasn't heard of Trey Songz? Even as a joke. I'll shut my mouth. I can't with y'all. Trey never been a person, exactly. Did you want Kaishan, you want a reading? You want a quick little reading? Then I think I might hop off. Get a shower. I'll start writing down some of these cards and shit. Miss Malibu got me a bunch of cards. Tons and tons of cards. And now I gotta start filling them out. I got tons of ideas running through my head as far as themes and everything. Not that I necessarily need them, but it's like, y'all know. They're so helpful when I do collectives. Helps me stay on topic. I appreciate it. Sure. So with new people, I just been doing kind of like either a general, or if you have a specific question, you would ask me the specific question before I look into you. Is anyone else laying in bed, lights out, just enjoying like they ain't got to work tomorrow because they ain't hit the lottery yet? This is relaxing. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. That's the vibe. Is there any specific question that you had before we dive in? And like I said, there I'm gonna tap out. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm actually just more. I want more. I want more food. Like, alright, I want like bacon and that. You know, bacon toast, waffle. I could fuck up a breakfast, grits. Don't look at me like that. I didn't do nothing. I'm in the dark chilling. Try to break this down. Damn, these bitches are. I'm gonna stop cracking these with my damn teeth, but these damn niggas. Come on. I'll just get a piece of gum. Oral fixation. Oh, breakfast on October. I literally. You already know I'm gonna inhale that bitch. Right? God damn, man. I'm baking blueberries. Blueberry muffins are good as fuck. Them hit the spot. I like banana. Don't start. So yeah, see, every time I bring up food, y'all gotta start talking about them. You gotta start talking about such good food, and then I don't know what I want. I get confused. Act like it didn't affect them, and it affects them. So dude, go be tripping already though. I didn't even read what was said. I don't even know what was happening earlier. Okay. I like bagels more than muffin. For me, that's I'm gonna say I have bagels more often than I actually do have muffins, right? But muffins are kind of like cake, you know what I mean? It's like a cake, but like not as sugary. Well, you know, it just doesn't have frosting. See y'all, now you got my stomach growling and shit. The disrespect up in this bitch. Oh. Why did I get Gemini vibes instantly right out the gate? I got like Gemini or like Gemini Taurus vibes, or someone's a mix between Gemini and Taurus. Okay, so unforgivable. I feel like the situation is just unforgivable. Whatever's been done onto them will be whatever has been done onto you will be done to them by another person. That's the vibe I'm getting. Reality check, like whatever's been done to you will be done to them, or vice versa. If you was the one who hurt, smile gone. I'm sorry. I apologize. What this situation is really complicated because I feel like, you know, in a way you've challenged yourself to act brand new, to become different, okay? To be different, to act different. I think in a connection or relationship, whether romantic or not, I think you really challenge yourself to start anew, fresh, really fresh. And that has kind of triggered this layover within relationships where nobody understands what you want. Nobody understands you. It's like it's speaking another language. It's like they're literally like you're speaking like gibberish to them in tongues, right? You're speaking in tongues. It's like, how can you want something different? How could you not be the same person? That's what I keep picking up on. How can you not be the same person that I always knew you to be? How can you not be the same? But that's redundant as fuck. It's like nobody wants to be that. Nobody wants to act like that, bro. Nobody wants to act like that. That's why you feel so alone right now, though. It's because, like, I don't think anyone's really truly understood you, but I definitely feel like now more than ever, nobody understands. I feel like I just feel that. I think people don't think with their heart. They think with their either with their dick, their pussy, or their head, and so they don't really care about your emotions. They overlook the fact that you have tried and you are trying. You are reaping what you're sowing, I guess. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, I've done things. I've acted out of character. I've acted up. I've acted a fool. And I'm taking responsibility, and I don't see any of you taking responsibility. Like, I just don't see it. If I don't see action, right? For one, you took action, so you are no longer a hypocrite. When you was telling people to change their minds, change the way they work, before, you would be, right, a hypocrite, right? But now that you've actually changed, and I feel like this has been a couple months, right? Now people are confused. It's like, okay, well, now that people can't point the finger back at you, now they're confused. That just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like before they had an argument, and now they don't. They just don't like you, or they just don't fuck with you, or, now they just bring up random shit. It don't even make no fucking sense. It's just shady and weird as fuck. It feels like this backstabbing energy. I don't fuck with it. Because I think people try to take you down on purpose. Try to embarrass you on purpose. Try to make you feel restless, uncomfortable, anxious, distant. I feel like it's purposeful. Kind of cruel, right? I honestly think it's cruel because the amount of support that you've given other people, especially through dealing with mental health, mental illness, mental health, how you check in on people, even in the days where you was kind of acting the fool, acting up, you was still checking in on people. You was still trying to make sure people were still breathing. You didn't cut ties. You weren't like, I wouldn't say you're too incredibly petty. I would say that you actually did care for people. It's just that you had a really, really hard time articulating and showing, other than just checking in on people, making sure they were good. You know what I mean?
And so now I see that that has drifted over into you being sensitive, more available. It might feel awkward to some people, but to others, they feel like they can use that against you. Feel like they can use you in some type of way. They see benefit in manipulation, right, of your emotions because of how passionate and emotional you have become. Let's see. What's going to happen? It looks like anxiety. No more dumb bitches. Oh, you're complete. You've completely grown out of everybody. Like when I say everybody, I mean everybody. I mean everybody. No, it's not just one person. It's everyone. You've grown out of them, literally. Like there is no more. Like there's not a necessity anymore that's like where you need to communicate with these people. It's done. It's just done. That's the only way you're gonna cope with this situation and feel okay is if you just walk away from it all. That's the right way to go. It is. If you was curious about that, you're like, well, maybe I should keep contact with this and do that. Walk away entirely. That's my suggestion. That's my advice. This ain't a part of your future, your growth. There's no support here. There's no support. You're healing by yourself. You've been doing the work, and none of these people give a fuck. It's really literally that simple. You can't make them give a fuck. They still gonna treat you the same motherfucking way, like they always have been. Like you're a piece of shit, or like you're stupid, like you're blind. They're never gonna give you what you've always wanted, basically, regardless of how you act. They'll just keep punishing you. So focus on the growth, and like I said, walk away entirely. That's my suggestion. You've worked very, 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 very hard in a very short amount of time. And though you might still feel yourself kind of dipping and dodging into your old ways sometimes, you have grown enough where you even recognize the fact that you are falling behind or falling back. And that's more than enough to continue moving forward and to continue with the growth. Okay? That's what's up. That's what's up. Of course. Kaishan. Of course. You know, and be real with yourself. The evidence is all in front of you. It is. Like, you know, you've been trying to fight for these connections to stay into your life, just on based on past memories and like the small things, like the smaller things that were happy, right? The smaller things that were good, like the small things you could get out of these situations. You kept holding on to that idea that it could go back to that, but it can't. It can't. Remember what you're here for. You're not here to, you know, keep fighting back and forth with the family, fighting back and forth with anybody, you know. You're just here for the process and the progress. That's it. And the only way you're gonna make it is if you cut off the tethers, the ties, the people who always keep pulling you backwards. You stress you the fuck out. You know, certain people are just so sick in the head that like they don't even realize they're sick in the head. That's what it feels like with the person that you're dealing with. They're so sick that they don't even realize they're sick. They live in their own reality, like their whole entire other timeline. You just don't understand it, and you're not meant to understand it because you are not the therapist. You are just not the therapist. You are not the person that this person needs to be talking to. That's what's up. That's real. All these readings were so wholesome today, y'all. Or last night and today, I guess. And there you go. That's your confirmation. Trust your intuition. You definitely had the right idea. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go take a damn shower and give me something to eat. I think I'm gonna put. So I did not film last night, but I'm probably gonna film this morning and then post some videos at night tonight. Not sure what signs I'm gonna do yet, or if I'm even gonna do signs. I might even do another live and do collective if I got the time to. So we'll see. I'd love to do a collective though. Haven't done one in a while. I might go live on TikTok too, y'all. Them TikTok people are fucking crazy though. I'm not sure. I'm still hesitant. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna draw all new type of fucking audience towards me that is wild and crazy as a bitch. I just gotta do it though. Motherfuckers is insane. The amount of brain ride that TikTok creates is insane. I can't lie though. I be on TikTok. Hey, if y'all don't know what my TikTok is, it's the Culture Eggs. Follow me on Twitter too, Occulture Eggs. Follow me on Instagram, it's Culture Eggs. No space, no bar. Just a Culture Eggs all together. Yep, multi-stream. I might do a little TikTok and a little bit of YouTube. And watch it wherever. Enjoy your meal. If you're hanging around. And I appreciate your honesty and guidance. True. Serve everything you want. And thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you all for the good wishes. Thank you all for super chats. Every single donation. Those of you who sat through all of this. Who listened through all of this. Because that helps too. That boosts it on YouTube too. When we get regular viewers. I appreciate y'all. And you won't miss me, like I said, because I'll be back. You already know. Crawling back. Crawling back. Alright, y'all. I appreciate you. And have a good rest of your morning. Enjoy it. Get your coffee in. Get your food in. Okay? Start a little project or something. Start a little something. Paint or something. Draw or something. Do something soothing to the mind. While y'all are stressed. Soothing. Soothing thoughts. Not just sleeping.